blankets, 2 blocks. One of these weights, which is over on that shelf over there. It's not a strap, it's the green weight. These therapy balls, which are in this bag. I don't have a therapy ball. And then a stick. Sticks are also in that corner. So yeah, it's prop heavy class. Today we will be working with the concept of load, weight, resiliency, tension on our bodies. So I don't know what else getting. Anything else getting? That's fine. Our bodies are a tensioning system, right? So our muscles don't just hang off of our bones. They have to always be, have like a resting tension is what it's called. Otherwise we're dead, right? That's the only time that our muscles aren't like naturally have tension. And our tissues, our bones, our muscles, our blood, they like to have a little bit of weight, a little bit of load on them. Weightlifting and weight training is really great for depression, anxiety, for joint health, arthritis, pain, things like that. So I, as a massage therapist, I use a weighted blanket on my clients when they are saying they feel like they have some anxiety or stress going on. It feels really nice and nourishing to have that weight on it. So we'll play with the concept of weight and load today. And yeah, let me know if you have questions throughout. This is not a get it right kind of pose class. It's not a super vigorous class, but it is very nourishing and therapeutic. And if you have any questions throughout, treat it like a workshop. I'm always happy to answer questions, but no, just listen to your body and don't do anything that feels scary or uncomfortable, and we'll try to get through it all together. Okay, so come to the floor, standing. Come to your back and have your weight nearby. Move all your props out of the way. If you want to use a blanket underneath your head, you can do that. And come to a constructive rest pose, which is just laying on your back with your feet planted. If this is okay for your low back, you can keep your knees bent, or you can extend your legs if that feels better. Just make yourself comfortable on the floor. Take a couple moments just to be in your body. Sometimes that's something that we don't do until we really take that active moment. So can you shift your awareness from the thinking mind, the analytical mind that helped you get here in your car today or walk or motivate you to come to class? Shift it from that to a feeling sense. To name the feeling. Let's recognize that you have a body and that it's here. You're laying on the floor. Maybe feel the sensation of the density of your body along the floor, how it lifts up to meet you. And then the gateway to that feeling sense is through our breath. So can you watch your breath move in and out of your body? Where does your body move when you inhale? Does it expand? Does it contract? Does it change temperature? As you exhale, is there a softening? Is there a downward motion, an upward motion? No right or wrong, just you feeling and breathing. Take a moment to acknowledge for yourself what brought you here today. Know that there is nothing to fix because you are not broken. To remember your innate wholeness. Bring your fingertips into your low ribs, right below your sternum, where there's kind of this spongy little bouncy triangle here. And then grab your weight and place it on that triangle at the base of your ribs. We'll start with the first concept of load with our breath. This is our diaphragm, right? The front side of your diaphragm where the weight is. So can you breathe into this space? Use the feedback of the weight to expand, or almost like it's a pin and stretch of that muscle underneath, to expand your breath and broaden your awareness into this area. And wherever the weight feels comfortable, you can kind of move it around if it feels like it's knocking the wind out of you a little bit. You can move it lower or higher.
You can never find a spot that feels good.
Yeah. You can even move it to the left or the right, because your diaphragm wraps all the way around your ribcage, so wherever it feels like you can get the most kind of work. That's not going to freak you out or make you feel weird. Yeah. Great. Deepen your breath. Do increase that fullness there as a resistance to the weight, without straining too much. But notice if you direct your breath here, does it create space somewhere else? Does it create tension somewhere else? So how does it change your experience of your breath to have this focused inhale and exhale with the load? And then move the weight off to the side. Take a breath or two just to feel, notice. And then grab your gorgeous ball, so the big squishy ball, and we're going to roll over onto our right side with the ball underneath your right side, and then keep your weight nearby. We're going to use that as well. As you roll on your side, you can use a blanket or a block as a pillow, or just simply use your arm as your pillow. And then the weight, the green weight, is going to go on the side of your ribs that's facing the ceiling. Okay? Opposite side. So you've got compression on the right and weight on the left. Okay?
Is it on the ribs or on the soft part?
On your ribs.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for asking. Yeah, so the ball is on the squishy, soft part of your side, and then the weight is on your ribs. But it really doesn't matter. Just feel wherever, because the balls are different sizes, the weights are different, sizes for your body. So just wherever's comfortable. Okay. Great. And so just arrive here, breathe a couple rounds of breath. You've got this compression on both sides. So can you know and sense that your breath moves laterally or out widening to the sides as you inhale and exhale? Can you feel that just simply by having that feedback? And then do broaden and widen your breath more using the weight. Respond to the weight rather than letting it slump or compress you together. Let's take one or two more rounds of breath. Great, and then move the weight off to the side. Go ahead and just roll onto your back again. And feel your breath. So how has it shifted? How has it changed? How has your awareness moved or differed now? And then roll onto the other side. Same thing. Ball underneath your left side. weight on top of your right thigh. So start just by feeling, right? Nowhere to go, nothing to do. You don't always have compression like this intentionally. But notice how with this awareness, with this tension here, and compression, how does this kind of simulate the clothing you wear, the position that you put yourself in your car or on your couch, right? So we have this load brought to our bodies all day, things we pick up, things we put down. But can we use it to build strength, to build resiliency in our tissues with our breath? Sometimes with a really deep, good breath, you can even like crack your back or crack something in your neck. Feel that pop and expansion. Use our environment to create resiliency, to respond. Let's take 1 or 2 more rounds of breath, however many like. And then back onto your back. Move the weight in the ball. Feel and breathe. You can use your hands on your body if you'd like that, or just soften your hands by your side. Okay. So if you have the blanket underneath your head, go ahead and take it out from underneath your head. Bring it by your side. And then bring your shins parallel to the floor and your arms up so your fingertips reach toward the sky. And then just kind of move your limbs forward and back, side to side, like you're swimming, like you're kind of floating in a pool, and just feel your limbs, right? Take whatever shape you like to tune in. You can even draw your knees into your chest or do a happy baby pose. But if your eyes are open, close them. And can you map and sense and feel, even with your touch of your hands to your legs, like you have legs and you have arms, so where are they in relation to your center? So just an assessment here. And then bring everything back to the floor. Grab your blanket, place it on your right shin, and then lift your left arm up overhead. Draw your knee toward your hand, towards center, right? Opposite hand to arm, and then extend them away from each other. So just this contralateral or cross-body movement, feeling the weight of the blanket on your leg. And you can move forward and back, side to side, again, just kind of creatively making some circles or whatever. But feel the weight. Notice and sense and feel how your leg responds. If there's some like popping in your hip, just make smaller circles, or maybe even just lift and lower your foot and bend your knee. Great. And then place the blanket off to the side and lift and lower your legs a couple of times, just to feel your right from your left. And switch sides. So the left shin now gets the blanket. And move it around, adding a little bit of load, a little bit of tension. As you move, notice your breath. Notice if your tendency is to move fast or slow. And then move the blanket off to the side. A little assessment here, moving all your arms and legs. And then place your legs down on the floor. feet down, bridge pose prep, right? Arms down by your side. Take an inhale breath into your whole ribs. With your exhale, lift your hips. Stay here, inhale your breath. And then use your exhale to roll one vertebra at a time down your whole spine. You'll notice you'll need to tuck your tailbone and round as you get to the lower part of your spine so that each vertebra lands somewhat individually. And then your next inhale, lift your hips. Use your exhale to roll. So map your spine with your brain, with your awareness. One more round. And then add the blanket to your waist or to your belly. And then try it again using a little bit of weight as resistance to get more feedback or more sensation in your spine. So you can close your eyes here because you can't see your spine, right? But just by bringing your awareness there will actually engage the tiny muscles along your spine, the multifidi, respond most to brain awareness than physical stimulation, right? So even just tracing up and down your spine with your mind is enough. Blanket off to the side, rest your hips down, draw your knees into your chest. Move side to side. You can rock and roll or roll over to one side to come up. We'll meet in a tabletop shape. So if you'd like to, if you need a blanket underneath your knees, go ahead and grab another blanket because we're going to use this blanket as some more load on our legs. So if you want something under your knees, another blanket. From here, move a little bit of cat and cow just to feel. And then come to neutral and map your spine again. Start with your tailbone, reach it down, curl in, flex your whole spine, drop your chin towards your chest. And then keep your upper body the way it is. And then start from your tailbone, lift it up toward the sky. Low back curls. Belly drops, chest drops, eventually your chin lifts. Go one more time just on your own. Using as many breaths as you need to get there. Not just one breath per movement. And use your arms and legs to tension and get more space, more awareness. And then notice for yourself where you feel really flexible in your spine, really mobile, like it's easy for you to kind of move in that area. Grab the 3-pound weight, or even the blanket if the weight is too much, and place it on that spot on your back. So wherever it is, it could be higher or lower. We tend to be, as humans who sit in chairs and cars, more mobile in our lower back and less mobile in our upper back, but it just varies per person. So if you need to pick a spot you don't know where, try lower back first. And then map your spine again, curling each vertebra, trying to feel their differences or their segmentableness. Inventing words today. But use the resistance of the weight to push and pull and even it out so that there's more stability in that spot. How is your breath? And now for this next round, place the weight somewhere that is less mobile or tense or maybe even blind to your awareness or is moving all in like one chunk. I love how clear it is for you all to know where that spot is. Very cool. And then move again. So how can you use the weight and also your resistance with your arms and legs against the floor to create more space, more movement in this area? Okay, move it off to the side. Sit back on your heels, shake out your wrists. Grab your blocks, place them at the top of your mat. Place your weight nearby, you may want it. And then come to all fours with your hands on the blocks. They can be on the low setting or the middle setting, whatever feels better for your fingers and your grip. And then place the blanket on your right calf. So like the regular bird dog pose, we'll do that but with the blanket and then either one of your blocks, or you can use the 4-pound weight. So it depends on what you want. Left hand and right leg move. So like we did on our back, it doesn't have to be linear or sagittal. You can move at a diagonal. You can move with less, like you can move with your knee bent or your elbow bent, right? Circles, anything at all. Most importantly, sense and feel your arm and your leg and breathe. And then let's all extend that arm and leg straight. Breathe fully into your whole rib cage. And then pulse and lift your arm and leg away from the floor for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax down, sit back on your heels, and shake out your arms and legs, or your wrists. Go. Okay, then we'll move to the other side. Actually, put your blanket on the other side, and then just move your right arm and leg a little bit and feel how weightless they are. And then move to the other side. And sync your breath however feels useful for you. Just know and sense that you can breathe fully, right? Let the weight be something you can use to kind of help your neck and throat relax, right? So use the support of your weight and your supporting arm and leg so that you can get some space in your throat. And then sit back on your heels, shake out your wrists. Move the blanket off to the side, just get a little forward and back at that second side. Okay. Our next shape will come to kneeling on our heels or on these blocks. So you can stack 2 blocks or 1 block, whatever is comfortable for your legs, especially if you have a harder time with knee flexion. Add a block, or you can come to a squat here. So feel free to move throughout this drill if it becomes uncomfortable on your legs, but have the weight nearby. Bring your hands to your pelvis, get a little rock forward and back to feel where your sit bones are, right? You can feel the bones poking onto the block. So tip all the way forward, feel the front, and all the way back, feel the back as you tuck your tail. And then close your eyes and sense where is your center of your pelvis. What's a neutral pelvis for you? You can get a little hip hike left and right. And notice if you're leaning more to the one side. And try to come to the best of your ability, your center. Bring your hands one to the front, one to the back of your ribs. Breathe fully, expand into your ribs and down. And then with your exhale, lift and lengthen through your spine, through the crown of your head. Open your eyes, grab your weight. Hover it above your head. I've got my little top up in the exact spot where the weight is going to go. Inhale your breath again like your hands were on your ribcage. And then with your exhale, lift through your spine and place the weight at the center of the top of your head. Continue to breathe in this way. The inhale is down and the exhale is up. And if the weight is too heavy, take the weight off and just place your hands on top of your head. Let the weight of your arms be enough. Respond to, let your spine be resilient. Great, open your eyes and we'll use our hands to visualize our diaphragm. So this dome at the base of our ribs. As we inhale, it drops down, out, and wide. Then as we exhale, it tones towards center and lifts up. As we lift through the crown of our head, we have that length. Inhale, down, out, and wide. Exhale, tone, and lift. Great, we'll move our legs now down, out, and wide. Exhale, press into your shins, lift and lengthen, sit up. Inhale, reach back, reach your seat back. Exhale, press down to rise. So you can continue to move your arms in any way that feels good. You can also keep them still. You can add some twists and movement. Just continue to breathe. The inhale is down and the exhale is up. Bring some rotation to your neck. Stable weight, keep lifting into the weight. One more round, we'll meet seated. Be here with your breath. Your next exhale, lift the weight off of your head. Move it to the side. Get a little looky-loo forward and back. All right. Come off of your blocks. Move them out in front of you. Tuck your toes and walk your hands back so that your knees lift and you come into a little squat at the back of your mat. And then come back to your knees, hands to the blocks, cat and cow. So do this little flow here, just rocking into a squat. Your knees or your feet can come all the way to the floor, like heels down, or you can just keep your heels lifted as you progress. So move forward and back just to warm up our legs. And then come to a half squat. So you'll step your right foot forward. Tuck your back heel underneath you. You can sit on your heel or place the blocks underneath your seat again. So right leg forward and then sit back on your blocks or on your heel. Yeah, blocks will be in front of your foot. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so from here, hands either on your legs or on blocks or on the floor. And we'll move through the different movements that our spine can do. So flexion and extension, round forward, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and extend. So just feel and move in a way that's nourishing with your breath in a forward and back motion. All that work we've done to bring our awareness to our spine, what do you notice here? And then from neutral, come side to side. Use your arms, do a little more stretch side to side. And then come back to neutral and rotate or twist. You can always use your hands on your legs to get a little more twist. Okay, and then come back to center. Now we're going to add some load to our hands. So your two options are either with the stick, pressing it to the floor, or with the weight holding on to it. I'll show you can like make some circles or whatever. We're going to move through all of the ways that our spine can move. Right? So you can use the weight in your hands like so, or you can use the stick to kind of push and pull along the floor and reach different sides. Yeah, so you can switch between sides as well, or switch between props when you find you've got enough. With the stick, you can churn the pot, make the witch's brew. With the weight, you can add it just with one hand, pass it back behind you. Oh yeah, just explore your space like they were toys that you had as a kid, and you're just lifting and playing with them, experiencing your body. And then come back to neutral and switch sides. So find your blocks, place them wherever you need to move to the other side. On your own, go ahead and go through the different motions of your spine, flexion and extension, side bending, and then rotation. And notice with this different leg forward how it affects the movement of your spine. And then add your load and explore. Use our environment, use the chairs or the comfy couches in our car to push and rebound and respond. Place them to the side, come up off of your blocks, and then find your way up to standing when you're ready. Shake out your legs, and then squat down to grab your stick. Make your feet a comfortable distance. Soften your arms so that they're not taking on a lot of tension. Just like bring some conscious relaxation to your shoulders. And press into the stick in a way that makes you stop yourself from going forward or lifting off the floor with your belly, right? So how can you connect to your core strength with the position of the stick? So you can move a little bit forward or lean back, move the stick into a different place. feel where that spot is. Stay there, find that spot. Then relax everything as you inhale. And then as you exhale, press into the stick and lift through the crown of your head. Continue to breathe in this way, directional breath down as you inhale and up as you exhale. How can pushing into your prop create that resiliency, that strength for your center? And then if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them and we'll add some squats to this. So as you inhale, reach your seat back, then bend your knees, reach your arms forward. Exhale, press down to the stick. Remember, recall your core strength to lift, lengthen, and come back to standing. Yeah, continue to move in this way. So often we can train with little drills and skills and things we would do with like a physical therapist or something. But this motion here, this sitting to standing, how often do we sit and stand all day? Right? How often do we get up and down on the floor, in and out of our cars? So can you think about how you do that each time, and add your breath, add your mindfulness, add your ability to connect to your center by using things like maybe the car door, maybe the table edge, right? Or just with your breath. To add on, take a different stance with your legs. And maybe put the stick in a different place to bring some just asymmetry, because our life is not really symmetrical, right? A lot of times we're coming in from the side, or coming in at an awkward angle, or in the dark in the middle of the night going into the bathroom to use the toilet, right? So explore your space, sitting back and standing, or lunging and standing. Make some stir the pot motion with this, but just close your eyes or open your eyes, sense and feel your body's whole tensioning system, load and transferring the load to different places of your body. Come back to neutral with your feet, and then go ahead and step your right foot back into a warrior one, or if you like your back heel lifted more, so you're more in a lunge pose, just take whatever stance is comfortable with your legs, separate with a little bend in your knees. And then walk your hands down your stick to place your stick back on the floor, and then pick up your weight. And from here, just make some circles over your head. Breathe well into your torso. And then bring your weight toward your chest, come back to warrior two. And open up your hips. Bring your forearm to your front thigh and let your top arm kind of dangle with the weight in your hand. Get a little circle action here, just to kind of traction this whole arm complex. And then strong legs, strong breath, grip your weight, and then pull up with the weight, bend your elbow, and relax back down, like a tricep pull. Pull and lift. Do that 5 or so times. How much can you push down with that bottom arm and your legs to get more strength through your top arm? And then reach it all the way up, let the weight kind of center your arm over your torso and breathe here. Relax everything back down. Place the weight on the floor. Go ahead and step forward, bring your feet together, and come into a forward fold or squat or whatever is comfortable for you to feel. Okay, you can come to standing if that's better. Okay, all the way up. Switch sides, so we're going to bring our left foot back this time, warrior one. Grab your weight and explore just having the weight in your arms. You bring it to one arm and then the other. And then come to your warrior two. Actually more of a side angle because your forearms have your front thigh. Let your top arm dangle with the weight. Feel that little bit of traction in your upper shoulder. Press down into your legs and your supporting arm. Grip your weight and then pull up like you're starting a lawnmower. How is your breath? And then lift it all the way up to the sky. And let the weight weigh down on your arm so that it stacks everything up. And breathe. Okay, bend your elbow, let your weight come all the way to the floor. Bring your blocks underneath your hands, and this time step back to a downward facing dog. You can always come to tabletop or just to child's pose here to rest. Take a moment just to move, feel, and assess. And then walk your feet back up to the front of your mat. Take a squat here, stack your blocks, and then place your weight on top of your blocks. Okay, and then come to stand. Okay, go ahead and pick your weight up off your blocks and place it down next to your blocks. And then pick up your ball and put it on top of the blocks. And then do that again. Take your ball off. And then pick up your weight and put it on again. There you go. Now imagine that this weight with the blocks weighs 100 pounds. Okay, so how would you pick it up if it weighed 100 pounds? The whole thing.
You're like, no.
You'd be like, no. 50 pounds. How about 50 pounds? Yeah. Jen's like, I can't lift it. It's too heavy. Nice. Okay. So often people hurt their backs lifting, like actually my friend hurt his back last week putting his socks on, or like doing something really simple, something that doesn't have a lot of weight, because we're moving in our life in a kind of automatic way. When you were just picking up the weight, you were just kind of like, you were like off-centered, right? Just kind of mindlessly picking things up and putting them down. But if we train to almost like we have an injured back every time we lift something, right? It'll bring more of our mindfulness more and bring that skill into practice. Okay? So bring your feet, kind of center your body over the thing you're about to pick up. Imagine it's like a bag of laundry or a laundry basket. And then come into your squat here with your hands on your thighs. Come into your breath, right? And then deepen your squat enough so that you have your hands underneath the block. Inhale here, use your exhale to lift and stand up. Yeah, great. Stay here for a breath, reconnect, get long through your spine, strong in your legs. And then use your exhale to bring it back down. Stay here. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Right, so then inhale down, exhale up. And with your exhale, you're getting that axial extension, that tone and length of your spine like we do with our breath. That's going to bring more stability to your center, more stability to your back. Right? So do that a couple of times, just moving up and down with your breath with the props. Right there, this is about 6 pounds probably. Imagine it's super heavy and you have to use your legs really well to lift this up. Yeah. Great, now you don't even need to come down that far with your squat because your heels are lifting up. So come down just so you're comfortable with it. Your glute almost. Yeah, there you go. And then press your feet apart so your outer hips are really strong. Exhale to lift. Awesome. Yeah, much better. Okay. Great, put everything back down. Move it out to the side. Come back to the floor, either through downward facing dog or child pose, and we'll just meet in child pose. Rest. Come upright with your spine. Grab your therapy balls, your tiny little massage balls. We're going to do some self-massage on the back of our body. Finish up. So the balls are going to go, they'll start here at your low ribs. And you'll lay down. Have your blocks nearby, you might want them eventually. And the balls will go on either side of your spine. You'll know if they're on your spine, it won't feel very good. Use your hands behind your head to either chug up and down, or you can just simply lay back, because that can feel good with the gravity on the balls. Take a couple breaths here. This is the super highway of a lot of different muscles. Your diaphragm being the first. Psoas muscle, quadratus lumborum, which is a deep low back muscle. The psoas muscle is a hip flexor and also can affect your low back. Your latissimus, your obliques, so lots of muscles meet here. T12. Can you breathe into that space? Know that you can breathe there and that you do. And then when you're ready, inch your body forward so that the balls creep up your spine to the next spot that feels good. You can add some arm movement here, either snow angels or up and down. And then keep going. Once you get to about your shoulder blades, or maybe even a little bit higher, play with adding a block underneath your hips so that you can fully relax here with your weight, getting a little bit more weight to the balls, and breathe into that space. If you don't like the block under your hips, you don't need it. It's just a suggestion. Eventually the ball will come all the way up to your upper shoulders, but take your time getting there. This is your time to explore with self-massage. breath. And then you can bring your head to a block with the balls on top of them so that your neck gets a little massage as well. And you can turn your head to the left and right. So, moving all the way up your spine to your cervical spine. If you have questions or issue, I can help you find ease there. Off of your ball, back onto your back for a moment to feel. And then before we fully rest, we'll come into a final breathing shape that adds load to the front and the back of our spine. So come up to a seat, and I'll show you this last pose. So we'll have our gorgeous ball at the front of our chest. Sternum, wherever is comfortable here, is going to be above your diaphragm, so on your sternum, below your clavicle, somewhere in there, within your breast tissue. Stack your palms, rest your forehead there, and throw the weight on your back. I'll come around and adjust them so that they're balanced on your back. Breathe into the front of your body where the ball is compressing, and then expand that breath into the back of your body. Use the feedback to get more breath, more space, or just to feel more. Here as long as you like. When you are ready, transition to a resting shape, either Shavasana or even just face down without the ball, without the weight. And pass through any shape that you need. we honor and trust our deep knowing. Trust that healing is not linear. There are waves and ebbs and flow. Trust the process that our body must take to find this balance. breath. Expand into your arms, legs as you watch some movement across your feet and hands. Wiggle and stretch. And in the seat facing the center of the room. We honor the practice of showing up and being here for ourselves with this commitment to practice together is enough. Your hands somewhere to your body that feels supportive. The full breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. We'll chant the sound of Om together. Inhale. Thanks everybody for being here. Good work today. Really like that breath work can be really slow, but also really like a lot can happen. Profound. So let me know if you have feedback or any questions at all. I'm hosting a retreat at the end of September, the equinox, at Heaven and Earth Retreat, which is about 40 minutes away from here in Banks, Oregon. And it will be a kind of connection support group style retreat with yoga and movement and nourishing food and all those things, but we'll really center it around connecting with each other and processing things, either grief or life trauma or just stress or life, or just having a group to like be in community with, and using the skills that myself and Malika, my co-host, who is a social worker, have used with our grief work. So you don't have to be grieving, you don't have to have like a major serious life trauma, but we'll use those skills. They're basically like a life continuing education weekend. So let me know if you have questions. I have a choir, and I'm a massage therapist upstairs, and I have openings this week and next week, and I'd love to work on you if you're available. I'm going to see you tomorrow. But have a great day. Let's get